I went from burnout to peace, and here's the habit that did it. But before we get into that, welcome to my channel slash podcast, and this is day 2 of the jumpstart of that. So, welcome to Walking in Power. I'm your host, Danny. And before we get into that habit that has been helping me for like the past few weeks, just reset my mind, if you will. I just want to tell you about what led to that. So, everyday life, as I said in the previous video, stress at work, stress in life, stress in the season has, has basically just almost taken over my life, taken over my mind, taken over my being. And I didn't really notice that. Well, I did notice, but I didn't really realize the intensity of the effect that it really was having on me until one day, which was like maybe a month ago now, I want to say a month or a month and a half ago. I had a panic attack at work. Mind you, this was my first time. I've never had a panic attack in my life. And at first, I didn't know it was a panic attack. Let me just tell you a little bit. So I work in a school, and I do what is called lunch duty. And at lunch duty, I basically, myself and my coworker, we go into the lunchroom and we watch the side where the third graders are as they eat lunch and make sure, they're safe and everything is fine. Well, they were cutting up. They was tripping out. I don't know what was going on that day. And so I was trying to get them to just calm down, go back to their seats and stuff like that, and just bring back some order. But they were not listening. They didn't even hear me. And so in that moment, I was getting flustered, right? But this is not like, it was not a normal flustered like I've experienced before. My heart started to race very rapidly. And then I turned and I was gonna go get my microphone. I mean, not my microphone, but the microphone that's in the lunchroom, so that they can hear me, so I can speak into it and they can hear me. Well, when I went to go do that, it almost felt like I was gonna fall because I became very lightheaded. And that's when I was like, okay, something's wrong. Like, this has never happened to me. So I basically, we have like group me, and I messaged on there and I was like, hey, I need help. We need help. Can we get some help? And then eventually people came through or whatever and helped, but it was just very out of control. And that was in the end. I was fine until later on. We were having like this meeting and something happened that really triggered me again, and my heart started to beat really fast. And this time I was like, okay, this is twice in one day. Like, I don't know what's going on. I just want to go home and lay down. So I text my manager and was like, hey, I want to go home for the rest of the day. I do not feel good. And she's like, what's the problem? I'm like, my heart, like my chest, I want to say heart, but this is my chest area felt really tight, and my heart was beating very rapidly, and I felt dizzy. And she was like, oh, okay, you can't leave. I'm not gonna let you leave like that, because how are you gonna get home? And you know what I mean? She was just concerned about my safety. And so she's like, oh, let's check your blood pressure. And so I went and checked my blood pressure, and it was abnormal. Mind you, my blood pressure has never been abnormal ever. Like, literally, the last time I went to the doctors, which was from this time, I would say it was last year towards the end. It was like literally in December, I had went to the doctors, and it was fine. It was like textbook blood pressure, like it normally is whenever I go to the doctors in general. And I haven't really felt like this before. I have not felt this ever before. So it was really shocking. And so everybody's like, oh, you're gonna go to the doctors, you know, make sure you're not eating fast food. Mind you, for the past 2 months, I have not eaten like fast food at all. Like, I was already changing my habits because I want to lose weight. And so part of that was like, I don't want to eat out at all. And I tend to eat at home anyways for the most part. And I was just lowering how much I was eating, all that stuff. But that was just frustrating for people to hear people say, oh, don't eat fast food or whatever, like that's the problem. Like, no, bro, like I don't even know what's the problem. So I got a doctor's appointment literally that week, and I went to the doctors and I asked, like, check everything, because I told her my concerns on what had happened at work. And then the doctor ran everything, ran all the tests that they do, whatever, and checked everything. She was like, you're fine. She's like, the only thing I would suggest is losing weight, like eating healthy, exercising, losing weight, and come back in a year. If anything else happens between them, of course, come in, but come back in a year so we can check everything again. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I speak to a counselor, because this season has been crazy. If you probably don't know, because I'm jump starting this new channel, but God called me to move to Dallas, and so that transition has been very hard on myself and my family. And so I just have a counselor that helps, just someone to talk to who believes in God. And so she's licensed and everything. So she was like, it sounds like you had a panic attack. Like everything just, lines up with you having a panic attack. And I'm like, that makes total sense. But leading up to this happening, once again, work has been very challenging in this season. And a couple of people had told me, oh, you know what we should do? Random people that they don't know each other. And I didn't ask them for advice or anything, but they were like, you should start journaling, and like start a gratitude journal. And like I brushed it off. I didn't even start or whatever. And then leading up to this event, and then even after, God would tell me, like instruct me, oh, pull out your journal. Oh, write in your journal. Oh, do this in your journal or whatever. And I was like, okay. So I started doing that or whatever. I didn't do it as consistent, and I didn't take it as seriously until I had this panic attack at work. But if you guessed it, that is a habit that has been helping change my mindset and my life in this current season, and that is writing in a gratitude journal. So I have notes here, of course, as always. So I did a little bit of research about gratitude journaling, and just like, what everybody's saying, like, how does that look? Kind of getting ideas, because I like being cute with stuff, like buying pens, stickers, and whatever, and just all the girly things or whatever. So there were some interesting things that I found out that is backed by science, what gratitude journaling does, and it helps, of course, release stress, which was the main idea for me to even journal, but also promotes better sleep, which is interesting. So in both these two things, like the lack of sleep and high stress levels, which I think is gonna help with my weight loss kind of journey. But anyways, these two things, they create a high levels of cortisol in your body, which makes it harder for you to lose weight. And I realized lately that it's been hard for me to lose weight, regardless whatever I change in my lifestyle as far as eating and weight, like working out. It's been very hard. But gratitude journaling helps with like relieving that stress and promoting better sleep, because it also builds high levels of, not high, but like a higher level of serotonin, will help steer your sleep. It helps with mental wellness, of course. And then I learned that just 15 minutes of daily shows lasting effects. Like, you will see effects with just 15 minutes a day, which is crazy. And I feel like this kind of aligns up with a lot with the word, because like we're in God's word in the Bible, we're always asked to like focus on good things. Like there's like daily things we should do, like as far as like repenting, confessing our sins, right? That's all bad, but I feel like when you do gratitude journaling, you kind of like not focus on the bad things, and you focus on the good things and be more intentional about that. And then also in the studies, it says it's best to do this before bed and it will have lasting, like, permanent effects after 10 weeks, which I thought was extremely awesome and just like very cool to see that science backs this up as well. You know, not to say science is the be all end all kind of thing, but it's just another aspect to life and understanding what we going through, and you know, stress and how to deal with stress. And so with that being said, I have designed a 5-day gratitude journaling challenge, well, not challenge, guide, well, challenge guide that if you didn't watch the last video, day 1, you should go and watch that video. But it's one of the gifts that I'm giving away, so stay tuned to that. So that, like you guessed, and like I just said, that is the habit that has been helping me just shift my mind and shift my attitude in this season. It is gratitude journaling. And then I want to just show you a little example of what I've been doing and what I've learned. And there's this thing called clustering, or mind mapping, basically. And so what I start off with is a circle in the middle of my page, and then I'll write the word gratitude, because that's the main topic that I'm focusing on, is, or like main theme or idea is gratitude. And so just like that, if you can see it in the middle of my page. And then I would draw kind of like 5 little stems coming out of that circle, and then having other circles. So these are going to be topics or ideas or areas in my life that I want to write down or focus on, and write down what am I grateful in those areas. So the first bubble is going to be self. The second one is going to be God. The third one is going to be a person. And then the fourth one is going to be thing. And these can be very simple. It's just to get all of that, like anything out of your mind, any gratitude. Like it could be small, it could be big, it doesn't have to be big, you know. And then experiences. So it looks something like this. God, self, what do I have? Experiences, things, and a person. So that's the next step. And then from there, I do more kind of like little, kind of like web-like things. Yeah. And then with those little web-like antenna type thingies, kind of like more circles, and then I'll just write in them. So like for God, I'm grateful that He's always with me. These are just examples. And then self, I am grateful that I'm still alive. And then I'll say it out loud like that as well. It almost feels relieving. Then experience. I'm grateful for all the moments I experienced with my daughter. I'm grateful that I'm able to watch her grow. Yeah. Things or things. I am grateful for matcha lattes. Person, I am grateful for my daughter. And you just keep going until you fill up the full page. And so those are one of the techniques that I use for gratitude journaling. That's really helped me. And yeah, so I want you guys to try journaling with me. Hit that subscribe button and comment below. #gratitude attitude. And don't forget to watch my other videos in this series. I just want to do a giveaway reminder. I am giving away 3 Why does my fridge sound like a terrible scene in a horror movie? Anyways, so I guess they don't want me to give you a giveaway, guys. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, it's gonna continue. It might. No one knows how long that might be. But anyways, I'm giving 3 lucky winners 3 different gifts. So make sure you watch all 10 videos in the month of June. You comment below and comment below your takeaway in these videos. Don't forget to do it for video 1 and #gratitude attitude. Thank you guys for watching.